red pine there.
I got it.
All right. Looks like we got a conifer forest type. What do you think, guys? Yeah?
Yep, this is alright.
A lot of red pine here and spruce, but majority red pine. So with the soil type we tested earlier, I'd say the eco site is a dry red pine coniferous forest. What would you say? Yeah?
Yeah, drill red pine here. The forest around it, I would say, be 40 to 60 years old. There's a lot of new, young growth coming up around the old plantation trees that are still here.
Yeah.
So as you can tell from all the fallen debris around here, has opened up the canopy for new growth, and it was all brought down by an ice storm about 2 to 3 years ago. Right. As I'm walking through the woods, I noticed that the subcanopy is made up of balsam fir and Amur maple, but those aren't really the species I'm looking for. I'm looking for the white pine. The understory is made up of hawthorn, buckthorn, and young Amur maple, but they're a nuisance.
So we are in a dry, fresh red and white pine coniferous forest. The snow on the ground here prohibits us from seeing the soil, but because of the pine forest, the moisture regime would have to be fresh, and the soil drainage would be very rapid.
So while we were out here, the only wildlife we really saw was a partridge and a red squirrel. That's because there's 4 of us walking around. Obviously the wildlife is gonna disperse. Now, based on our forest type here, these are some of the animals you could expect to see.
Well, there's nothing left here, so we're on to the next site.
Sugar maple, a minority of spruce over there, a little bit of balsam fir mixed in, some cedar that way, but majority maples in here, hardwoods. So we're looking at like a dry, fresh hardwood hemlock ecosite, upland tolerant hardwoods. What do you guys think? Yeah.
Nice ash tree right there.
Yeah, we got some ash mixed in too. Definitely hardwoods here.
Some fine specimen. Here we got one of the older trees in the area. It's a nice older ash. I would say probably around 40 to 80 years old, such as the rest of the forest is. It also includes sugar maples and a little bit of spruce in the area. The canopy cover isn't too bad. It's blotchy in some spots, but it's fairly condensed, I'd say. And there's a little bit of fallen activity from recent ice storms.
The subcanopy in this forest is black spruce, cedar, and some young sugar maples. Right here is balsam fir, and we have some younger maples around.
We can't see the soil at this site either because it snowed quite a bit recently. So based on the trees we have here, our soil is looking like a moderately dry to fresh soil type. The trees here do well in that. And then moving on to soil drainage, it's well drained to moderately well drained. So some of the trees like balsam fir can do well in pretty much any drainage conditions. That's why they're present here. But our upper canopy hardwoods, like our maple and our ash and stuff like that, they do well in well drained to moderately well drained. So
for wildlife, we have seen red squirrels. There's some rabbit tracks behind, and probably some birds too.
Okay. So some similarities of our two sites. So both sites are in the same ecoregion, which is the 6E Lake Simcoe Rideau.
They both had the same type of animals in the area, such as red squirrels and partridges.
They both contain balsam fir.
Another similarity is both of the forests we've looked at today have a lot of fallen trees from that ice storm we mentioned earlier. Okay, so one huge difference is the other forest we looked at was a conifer stand, and this one is primarily a hardwood deciduous stand.
Another difference is the soil drainage. For our first site, it was very rapid to imperfect. And for this site here, it is more of a moderately well-drained to well-drained area.
Another difference is that this forest has a red goat.